Hey guys, this is Richard here. Xiaomi has never failed to provide budget prices for their smartphones, and the Redmi Note 4 is no exception. It's the latest successor to the Redmi Note 3 lineup, with a full metal body build, fingerprint sensor, Full HD display. Who says you can't have good build quality with budget prices? The Redmi Note 4 feels extremely well made and sturdy, and it feels slightly hefty, weighing at 175 grams. After scrutinizing the phone, I couldn't find any defects or imperfections. The plastic between the body and the display glass is sealed tightly, and no obvious gaps can be seen. The chamfered edges makes the shiny edge stand out, which makes the Redmi Note 4 look more premium. The 2.5D glass edge adds a little more contrast to the whole design. The fingerprint sensor on the back is located where the index finger would rest on for easy unlocking. It's nice that the camera module is completely flush with the back, so definitely no rockiness when used on a flat surface. The volume rocker seems to be on the higher side, so some stretching needs to be done to access the volume up button. The speaker grills at the bottom, flanking the micro USB port, are not stereo speakers, although it comes with two speaker grills. Nonetheless, it does provide some aesthetic function to complete the look. When it's charging. As for the display, I really like the thin bezels. It makes the screen pop up a lot more. The Full HD display is clear and sharp. And watching the Redmi Note 4 is definitely better in terms of build quality as compared to previous generations. Xiaomi doesn't seem to be backing down from producing quality phones without exorbitant prices. The 5.5-inch Full HD display is no doubt very clear, and contents shown are full of detail. The brightness levels are good at maximum, no problems using it in the sun. However, the display tends to dim a little at different viewing angles. As the front of the phone is white, the small black border is noticeable when looking at bright color content. It would be nice if the border can be reduced or hidden for a more immersive experience. Internal storage varies between two versions, 16GB of internal storage and 2GB of RAM, or 64GB of internal storage and 3GB of RAM. I feel that it's worth getting the 3GB version for the extra 1GB of RAM. The set that I'm using is the 64GB variant, with about 53GB left for actual storage. If 64GB is not enough for you, there is also microSD card support up to 128GB. Although this phone is dual SIM, you have to choose between SIM card or microSD card to be placed in the second SIM card slot. There is a IR blaster included, where you can control your equipment with the Mi Remote app. As for the fingerprint sensor, it is always active although the screen is off. It works really well and quickly. Unlocking the phone is almost instantaneous with no delay. The Redmi Note 4 also includes a built-in 4100 mAh battery, Wi-Fi 802.11, A, B, G, and AC, Bluetooth 4.2, GPS, accelerometer, gyroscope, proximity sensor, compass with the included app, and a notification LED. As I mentioned before, the speakers are not stereo and can be easily muffled when holding in landscape mode. What makes the Redmi Note 4 quite unique is the MediaTek Helio X20 Deca-core processor running at 2.1 GHz and the Mali-T880 GPU. Deca-core means 10 cores, but an app has to be designed to utilize all the cores to maximize the performance. If not, it defeats the purpose of having so many cores that only looks good on paper. Day-to-day usage was smooth. Phone calls was clear on both ends, and internet usage on both cellular and Wi-Fi works as normal. Thanks to the 3GB of RAM, I didn't have to bother about closing the apps. But seriously, any smartphone regardless of price have to handle basic tasks well. The Redmi Note 4 passed the basic test, but what about the more demanding usage? Nothing is more fitting than to use gaming as a performance testing tool. Loading times in the game is pretty decent. Graphics looks great on the display with high frame rate and no noticeable stuttering. The phone does get a little warm when gaming, but is still very comfortable to hold. Try games like Hearthstone, FIFA 16 and Gangster Vegas. All of these games perform very well. On the software side, it's running on MIUI 8 on top of Android 6.0 Marshmallow. It does not have Google Apps installed, so you have to do it yourself. There are many features in MIUI 8 like editing boring photos with doodles, stickers, effects and music. The inbuilt scanner app has several functions and one of which is the study mode. You can scan mathematics questions and it will solve and explain the solution in detail. I didn't manage to make it work, but it's still a nice option to have. Other features that are not new in the Xiaomi phones are the reading mode, double tap to wake, customizing the lock screen, swiping left or right shortcuts, toggles position and layout, light mode where it shows a very simplified UI and menus, child mode where you only allow certain apps to be accessible, customizable notification lights and navigation buttons, and one-handed mode. You can also set app permissions or set password requirement to open apps. If you prefer, you can also use Quick Ball. It is a floating button where you can set shortcuts and behaviors for quick and easier access. There are two features that I have never come across which I think are quite cool. One is a duo app, where it makes a copy of a compatible app that functions independently from one another. I tested with games and it really does open its own instance, but some apps like the Play Store crashes instantly. You can identify the copied app by the icon on the app logo. The second feature is called the second place. It creates a second workspace where you can share documents and photos between each other. Apps can be shared as well, and it really feels like having two different devices in one phone. Battery life was great. The 4100 mAh battery lasted a full day with ease. Use the phone normally with calls, messaging, emails, web surfing, occasional gaming and YouTube. I didn't have to scramble to charge the phone midday. I unplugged the phone at 8:30 AM and by 9 PM I had about 30 to 35% left. For recharging the phone, the supplied charger has an output of 2 amps. It took about 2 hours 30 minutes to charge from 0 to 100%. For power users, there's the power saving mode where it turns off sync and monitors background processes to extend battery life. You can also identify battery use of both hardware and software components. For those who want more control, zoom into individual apps and set the background process restrictions manually. The 13 megapixel back camera performed quite fine. Both the focus and shutter speed are quite quick. Photos taken in a day with good light came out clear. It retains the sharpness with good color reproduction, but the whites, however, are sometimes overexposed. Night shots are grainy and doesn't work too well. Overall, it's pretty good with the point and shoot auto mode. Video recording was fine as well, but without OIS, the footage will definitely be shaky. The 5MP front camera will perform decently with sufficient lights and works fine as a selfie camera. The stock camera app has an array of camera modes, filters, and a very simple manual mode where you can adjust the white balance and ISO. What can I say? I'm pretty impressed with the Redmi Note 4. The full metal body feels nice, design and build quality is great, performance was good as well. It's hard to believe that this is their so-called budget phone. Although the camera can be better, and the speaker is located at the sides where it can be easily muffled, it's still a great device and I enjoyed using it. If you are looking for a budget phone that performs just as well as it looks, the Redmi Note 4 can be a great purchase for you. That's all for my experiences using the Redmi Note 4. I hope this video has been informative for you. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions. That's all for this video. Feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe to see more of such content. Thanks for watching and see you guys in the next one.